Maybe I could visit someday. That would be awesome.
Because many fans here believe that you just kind of have to be born with it.
Born to, that just can fight. And I do feel like I was born with it. And I'm.
Hello everyone, this is Chador from TV and Sports in Korea. Please welcome Mr. Sugar Sean O'Malley. Hello sir, how are you?
Doing good. It's about 8:30 p.m. over here in the United States, so I'm getting ready for bed, winding down a little bit, and but I'm happy to be here.
Good to hear. Now, sir, you're very popular here in Korea for your stylish fighting style. I mean, your timing is just impeccable, and your movement is so creative. How did you find your fighting style?
Well, I really appreciate that, and that's exciting. Maybe I could visit someday. That would be awesome. Where did I get my style? To be honest, it just kind of flowed. I didn't really watch fighting growing up, and I started training before I ever started watching fighting. So my style wasn't really implemented off anybody else or replicated from anyone else. It was me just putting on gloves and sparring and trying not to get hit and just being an athlete. I never, it took me years before I started watching fighting to start, really kind of learning from other people.
Wow, that sounds like you're very, very talented. And I really wanted to ask you this question because many fans here believe that, to be completely honest with you, you just kind of have to be born with it. Would you say this is true?
I don't know if you have to be born with it. I do think there's certain people that are born with it, that are born to, that just can fight. And I do feel like I was born with it, and I'm lucky I found it because I didn't start fighting until I was 16 years old. So it wasn't nothing like I was just born and just fighting since I was 4 or 5. I picked it up pretty late, but I do think I was born with an ability to fight.
Wow, so this might be a very difficult question for you because there are so many fighters here who try very hard to emulate your style, but obviously it's very hard to do so. Any tips for these younger fighters who want to fight just like Sugar Sean O'Malley?
I feel like to have my specific style, you have to have a certain level of speed, and you have to have like a very, very good eyes, very good range, and just a sense of distance. So I feel like if you can learn. I have a lot of tricks and stuff you can learn that kind of would work well with everybody's fight style. But to really have my style, you have to be very, very fast, in and out, and have very, very good eyes.
Fair enough. I hope your answer helps these younger fighters coming up.
Me too.
Now, this is your first 3-round fight in about 2.5 years. How do you feel coming into this fight? Was the preparation any different compared to your championship fights?
It was a little different, I think instead of doing like a 12-week fight camp, which, I did 4 in a row, and they just felt very, very long, and like, they were too long. We did 7 weeks, and we were still I still had that championship mindset. We were still doing the 5 rounds. Like if we were hitting mitts or we were doing drills or we were doing, sparring, like we were still doing 5 rounds trying to, I'm not looking past Song by any means. Very, very dangerous opponent. Very tough. One of the best guys I've ever fought, and I've fought the best guys in the division. I'm still mentally preparing for that 5-round title fight rematch against Peter Yan.
Now, speaking of your opponent, Song Yadong, he's a very aggressive and while very technical, he does tend to absorb a lot of strikes during his fights. So many fans are expecting you to counter him throughout this match. But let's hear it from you. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I mean, that's I'm going to go out there and do what I do. There's no secret. I'm not going to be, trying to take him down. I'm going to be, I think he might be coming out and trying to wrestle a little bit. So we're ready for that. We're prepared for that. But yeah, I'm gonna go out there and try to piece him up and put my knuckles on his chin, and if I can get him out of there, great. If not, I will do it for 15 minutes.
That sounds very exciting. So, as a fighter, how would you rate your opponent, Song?
Song is he's as dangerous as it gets. He's very explosive. He's very fast. He hits hard. He's got a good chin. He's very experienced. He's a very dangerous opponent. So you don't get. Like Merab was a different stylistic matchup, very tough opponent. But I look at Song as he's got it's a very difficult puzzle to solve, and I'm excited to go out there and do it.
It sounds like it's going to be a war. Very exciting.
Yes. That's what I'm thinking.
And finally, anything you would like to say to your Korean fans here?
I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I really hope you guys enjoy the show. And I would love to come out there and visit someday, and maybe even bring the family. And yeah, that would be amazing.
Looking forward to your fight this weekend, sir. All the best, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, brother. Hope you have a great day.
You too. Have a good one.